Somewhere along the way, in my late 30s, I developed a thing where it doesn't matter if I just finished peeing. If I brush my teeth, I have to pee a little more. And there's
Wow, that's a weird one.
And there's always a little more. Like if I walked away and didn't brush my teeth, I'm good. But as soon as I get that toothbrush in my hand, something in my brain goes, buddy, there's a little more in there and it needs to go. And it's always right.
Hey! All right. My balls is totally moving, new and improving. I can't get back up. I've got the heart and desire. My balls are on fire, ready to take us to the top. Welcome to the show. Get me down like your mama's home. Here's the You gotta stay hydrated because, in today's environment, there's a lot of bullshit and hoogly booglies out there, and you've got to watch out for those. And if you're not hydrated, you're not thinking straight, you're gonna make the wrong decision that could alter your life in a terrible way, in a way where there's no, you can't rectify it. It's unrectifiable. You'll be permanently fucked. So remember to stay hydrated.
Fool. Especially if you're a celebrity.
Right. Because as we know, that is the most pressure that a man or a woman can handle, or them, any of those, can handle.
Yeah.
And that they all need to stay hydrated. Sure, liquid death, that's water and bubble water. And yep, you got to drink that. But also electrolytes. I know that, if we get too dumb that we'll start watering the garden with it. But right now, if you put it in the human body, I wonder how many electrolytes is too many electrolytes.
Is there such a thing?
I don't know. Can we Google that?
Well, I had heard at one point that you could drink enough water that you could actually, water intoxication is a thing.
Yeah, didn't Opie and Anthony kill somebody?
I don't know if Opie and Anthony murdered.
I mean, allegedly. It's not funny, but I just like this. Sorry.
I forget where that was, but yeah, some lady did die from fucking water poisoning because she drank too much water and held her piss in.
Yeah.
To try
because
and win.
they said, hold your piss.
I think she was trying to win like Backstreet Boy tickets.
No, it was a Nintendo Wii because the name of the contest was Hold Your Wii for a Wii.
Yeah.
That was always a sad one because that lady, she was just trying to win a fucking Nintendo for her kid. She died from water. Who the hell sees that coming?
Well, exactly. And that's why I feel sympathy for everyone involved, because as somebody who's sat in many a room trying to brainstorm dumb radio ideas, it does seem harmless enough.
Yeah. Yeah, just having to pee real bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, where does death factor into that equation?
I guess while we're telling people to stay hydrated, we should probably tell people to not stay too hydrated.
Or just piss.
And if you feel like you need to pee, you got to do that. But I've been I sweat so much, more than usual, and I think could be because I'm older and mainly probably because of that, and so I have to try harder to do the same things. That's my theory. Because I already was a sweater, and now I'm like a crazy sweater.
You're a heavy sweater.
Yeah, I'm just a big, burly, heavy sweater. But yeah, I got to drink more, and if it's just water, I just piss it out. And sometimes I feel like if I sweat so much, then I have little piss. Is that true, possibly?
I think so.
Yeah, like sometimes I pee, and I'm like, what the fuck was the point of that? And I feel like maybe it's because I sweated out like a couple of T-shirts, because sometimes I'll sweat out a couple of T-shirts in a day. If I add up all the times that I do sweat a lot, because sometimes it's like 2 or 3 times where I would sweat out a T-shirt in one day. And I feel like depending on where it is, I don't know how much I sweat out and how much I can get back in. Like unless I just sit there with a water bottle, sipping it the whole time I'm doing stuff. I feel like that's the only way. And that's not possible. Sometimes I'm busy. I talk a lot. Like, how am I supposed to get the bottle in my mouth right now?
You can't have shit going out and in at the same time. Mouths don't work that way.
All right.
Yeah. Somewhere along the way, in my late 30s, I developed a thing where it doesn't matter if I just finished peeing. If I brush my teeth, I have to pee a little more. And there's
Wow, that's a weird one.
And there's always a little more. Like if I walked away and didn't brush my teeth, I'm good. But as soon as I get that toothbrush in my hand, something in my brain goes, buddy, there's a little more in there and it needs to go. And it's always right. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's how it's supposed to be for pooping.
You might have an oral fetish.
You have to poop when you brush your teeth?
No, every time you take a shit.
You brush your butt when you piss?
I probably should.
All right.
But piss comes out.
When you poop.
You cannot poop without peeing.
You guys have done this.
One guy in this room can.
Yeah, we've done this. But okay, so one guy and one girl can do it. Shit and not pee.
I feel like, Tully, I have to watch you poop.
Why? He said that he's with you.
I do. I'm with you.
Oh, you don't. Okay,
yeah,
I have
you
to watch
there when
you.
we had this conversation 5 times?
Yeah, fucking people that listen to this podcast are going to be pissed. They're like, we already resolved this.
We've never talked about this on the podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like I would like to watch you
It was
poop.
a Patreon show?
Oh, I don't recall having spoken about this in this room.
Oh, I have.
Oh, okay.
We have.
Yeah, I recall talking about this in
I don't
the
remember
studio.
anything that happened in radio, Michael.
I say. It's dead to me.
No, it's just a fucking dream. Like, what is that?
I feel like scientists should also watch you poop. Like, get a clear toilet.
Well, what about this? Instead of actually watching it come out of your anus, because I don't think there's that much involved in that part, but you do poop in bags and you send samples to doctors. We've all done that, unfortunately, right? And they check your shit to see how healthy you are. But they don't need to watch it come out of your ass, dude. What's the point in that?
No, because I want to watch poop come out of your ass while I can also see your penis to make sure no piss is coming out.
Yeah, but you don't need to be a scientist to do that. You guys can do that right now.
Oh, you're calling me a poop, no pee liar. Is that what you're doing?
I'm declaring shenanigans.
Seems like you're calling me out. You're calling me out and Katie. So you want to see us both? Shit.
Well, it would be inappropriate for me to watch Katie do it.
Wait, but it's not inappropriate to watch me shit?
No, if I do that, it's funny.
It's a weird brag to claim that.
I'm not. He's making it a brag. I don't think that it's a huge accomplishment that I can achieve.
That's what I'm saying. It would be a weird thing for you to claim if it were not true, because it would be a weird thing for you to brag about.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not very good. Like, no one's giving me a trophy for this achievement unless they want to.
Because I've even pissed before, and then like I get all finished, and then I'm like, oh wait, now I have to poop too. And then I sit down to poop, and more piss happens.
Yeah, that's impossible. I'll tell you one place that I think I will pee more, and that is the shower. I believe that the shower, sometimes I'll pee, and then I'll get in the shower, and then I'll just piss again, and I'm like, okay, that's the shower running. Like, there's some...
That's the running water thing.
Yeah, it's some running water, but it has to be... I wonder if, it might even happen if I, like... it's the opposite in the ocean. It's harder to pee when I get in the ocean. Because yesterday I went to the beach, man, and went for a swim, and it was fucking hot. This is the weirdest thing. Hermosa is now hot. After summer, on the beach in this area, it's summertime, which is awesome because there's less people. Like on a Monday, there's fucking nobody there. Weirdest thing though. 2 times while I was there, and I got this stupid little weird beach tent. It's got like the igloo little thing, so you can hide in there a little bit. And I got a cooler. I got a little bit of a system. Like Katie and I are starting to figure out a little bit of I got a trolley. I got a golf cart. It's all very convenient. It all goes there. We've got a fucking tent ripped, but because we wanted to start light, I don't want to spend a lot of money on a fucking beach tent. It was probably like, it was under $100, like a $50 shit heap. But now that I know, I'm like, oh, you could probably get a little bit more. And then I also brought a pan of water, so when you come from the sand to get in the tent, you can wash the sand off your feet before you get in the tent. Because I'm always thinking, Michael, but it's convenient. It's fucking convenient. I got a liquid death cooler, so I put all my fucking soda pops in there and liquid deaths.
Okay,
and it's really living life. But when I go to pee in the ocean, when the water hits me, it makes me not want to play the game. And I'm like, dude, you came in here to do that.
Is it because the ocean's cold and it shrinks your penis?
I think maybe there's like a little bit of when the cold water hits you in the dick, you kind of do a little bit of a Kegel, and I think your cold splashing knob Kegel thing that you do prevents urine from coming out. Because we all know, Katie doesn't know because she doesn't have, in the penis. But if needed, you can cut off a urine like
instantly. But it hurts.
Yeah, but you can.
Right. Yeah. Peeing in the ocean, it feels a little bit more like your penis is lifting weights.
Yeah, like maybe it's because I just also decided to wear a Speedo and it's kind of compressing your dick and balls. But it was more of when I was like, come on. And then when it started to come out, it's like, because I got a jacket on my dick and it like is rolled in the Speedo, everything's sort of like compressed. So I felt like I kind of pissed out of all 3 areas of my Speedo. Like I felt like pee came out of the top and both sides.
Like a little bit more of a sprinkler system.
To the point where I was like, oh, you better go deeper into the water if you're going to be pissing in public because you look like a sprinkler just went off on your crotch area. So
you should have just like laid on your back and floated and just turned into like a piss fountain in the ocean.
Next time. That would be harder. I feel like if I just got in the water and completely submerged myself and started floating on my back, I feel like it'd be really hard to make the pee come out. I got to kind of relax my body to let pee come out, and I feel like I'm not a really good floater. I can do that, but I feel like I have to kind of kick and wiggle a lot to stay. Otherwise I sink. I'm not like, you know how babies get swimming lessons and the fucking swimming teacher does this under the kid and it makes the kid feel like he's floating? My daughter fucking first day was drowned several times, coming underwater and then coming out and going, Dad! And I'm like, no, watch this white lady drown your kid for like fucking an hour, man. Which came across like 10 years. Please, Dad. And I'm like, everything in me wants me to punch this lady in the head and pull my child out of the water. And then all of a sudden, after an hour of drowning, ta-da, look at it. And, Devin's like, water going in her face, but she's fucking floating. And then she reached for the side. It's like, there you go, kids. If she fell in, she could roll over and do the thing and then grab the ledge. I'm like, motherfucker. Might be don't go in the fucking pool. Don't play near the side of the pool. If she's outside and there's a pool there, maybe be there next to her. Versus, now that you know that technique, just you guys can fucking do it by yourselves. Because it wasn't, even because we went a lot. God, man, I put in some, this made me a bit emotional. I don't do that anymore. But yeah, I hated it. Devin hated it. I'm pretty sure her mom we hated it. I remember it was cold sometimes. Go on, in you go. And it's like, we didn't even own a pool. Like her parents owned a pool, but we didn't live. Oh, we did live there. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow, I lived it. Man. Fuck, I'm doing pretty good. Fuck, dude. Did you see me do it? Sorry, I'm going to bring it up here because this is the first. Oh, wait. Will it be? I guess the Patreon show will be the first time I bring it up, but kickflip indie breakthrough. It's like a Cinderella story. It's just such a crazy. I thought at one point that there was, when I was trying it, that I'd probably maybe one day could make one and everybody better get the camera out and it'll probably take a really long time. And I'll probably never do it again because it was near impossible to make because I felt so hard to do aerials that are high enough to do that trick. But last Thursday, skating with Tony, I got a new board. Like every day I go, I find that everything that I'm using is not exactly what I would want to use because I'm used to, I didn't know this either. 20 years ago was the last time I did a kickflip indie. Because Tony's like, when was the last time you made a kickflip indie? And I go, I don't remember the last one, but it was definitely on the Huck Jam because I moved to LA after the tour. That was the last demo I did in front of anybody. So I did them. And he goes, dude, that's 20 fucking years ago. And I'm like, okay, that's even, it makes more sense how, because of the last 3 months, I think, where I go once a week. That just seems so far away. I felt so dangerous, but I figured that's what you feel like when you're 50 and you don't skateboard for 20 years. But after putting in work, some of those days where I was trying to do the kickflip indie was probably a bad idea because it made me really sore and I was nowhere near making it, and it was a bit demoralizing because I used to do them pretty easily. I did them on Mega Ramp, which is way harder to do than on a normal ramp. So to be that far back was a bit of a blow, but you forget. I teach myself the same shit over and over again. I know I hit my head a lot, but you never, it's so, it made me feel so much younger. Like I felt so alive. It was such like the things that I try to achieve in life that get that, because it's a little bit of a drug. That also reminded me of that. Like when I made it, after I made it, driving home, because I did the trick and everything's all nostalgia too. Willie Santos is there. So I've been friends with Willie for 30 years. And now Willie's like a coach for this other Japanese skater girl who's an Olympian. She's a bronze medalist. So I met her at that contest in Utah. Doesn't speak a lot of English, but she can speak English. But she's just this little girl. And I'm still getting used to, there's tons of little girls that ride vert now that are fucking pro and have like accolades like, I'm an Olympic medalist. And I'm like, Jesus. And her mom was there. So there's some little Japanese lady that I don't think speaks any English. So she's just constantly fucking nodding at people. And I'm like, hey. And then to make this trick, and the first person that was there was this little girl. She's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And I'm like, fuck. And then Willie's there. He's like, I just filmed it for you. And I'm like, fuck, thanks, friend of 30, 40 years. Who doesn't really look any different. Like we're still here doing this shit. It was like a real rush of, because I feel like from skating with Tony and watching him say goodbye to tricks because he's too old to make it again. It really was such a I was like, I felt my whole body like a rush. Kept getting emotional about it. It was such a weird day. I went to, because I always go to the ramp. And near the ramp is where the old DC ramp is where I used to live. I used to live near where Tony's warehouse is. A lot of ups and downs in that house. You know, like I had an ex that tried to beat up my ex-wife. She was like a crazy lady. You know, it's in the book if anybody wants to get it. But a lot of bad, not a good look for me scenarios. Like hiding in the bushes. And Ken Block's like, yeah, you can live at my house, Jace, because you're a fucking tard and whatever's going on in your life. But to be all around all that stuff again and be back in like where I can skateboard enough to where I understand why I got into it. Like I really am having a good time. I woke up on Sunday and was like, I'm going down there. So when I went down there, instead of going straight to the ramp, I told you in the book, you wrote it. Remember when I said I used to go, there was an empty field across from the DC ramp and I would ride my 50 around and 50 would chase me? I made like a little moto track across, like a mini bike moto track, so that I would stay at the ramp. So if I ever got bored, I couldn't make the trick. Instead of going home, I'd go across the field and burn around. And I lived for like 5 minutes away. So I would bring 50 and he would chase me around. And it was right after Stevie passed away. So I would always... it is praying. I don't, like I would always kind of feel like I'm trying to talk to him about helping me succeed in this radio thing and like, don't just let this all, because it was all, Devin was on the way, I think. And I lost I had like a bunch of taxes that I hadn't paid. So the house that I owned, I owed back taxes and then plus penalties. And I had no idea. I hadn't paid taxes for like 5 or 6 years. I had a business manager and an agent all in the same company, and they didn't tell anybody. They didn't tell me. They didn't know either. They just didn't pay attention. So if it wasn't for my ex-wife who got in the letter, she's like, hey, your taxes. I was like, that's impossible. I have a business manager and a manager. And then, no, sure enough, you haven't paid and you're fucked. All those things happen. Blue Chew gets you hard. Yeah. Blue Chew, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Blue Chew.
Bone Zone.
Very unique.
Bone Zones.
Chewable tablet that has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's chewable, fraction of the cost.
Discreet.
It's very
discreet.
Yep.
Nobody knows that I have this package delivered to me. Everyone just thinks that I'm a professional wet towel holder.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an online prescription service. There is no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations. You video chat with somebody. It comes in a discreet package to your home chewable tablets. Very, very effective. If you need some boing in your pants,
sometimes
Bluechew's got you covered.
Sometimes my wife needs help like passing the salt, and I just put it on my boner, and then I go wha-bang, and I slingshot it over into her hand.
Yeah, it's like air hockey.
Works like a charm.
Yeah, the tablets are made in the USA. They prepare and ship direct. Much cheaper than a pharmacy. You have no reason not to try it.
We have a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free, everybody, when you use the promo code Ellis at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code Ellis to receive your first month absolutely free. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast. Mac Weldon, we're talking about Mac Weldon.
I have never been accused of having the greatest fashion sense.
No.
I'm like a jeans and metal t-shirt kind of guy.
I've never accused you of that, that's for sure.
No,
if anything, I've accused you of looking like an absolute tool.
That is true.
Right.
But sometimes, you know, when I'm taking my lady out to a nice dinner, I don't want to look like a tool.
No.
And I need some help in that department.
You do.
And Mac Weldon, good Lord, do they make it easy.
They do.
They've got great stuff.
Great shirts.
Website is arranged very well.
Yep.
Their underwear, I'm wearing their underwear right now.
You always do.
Yeah. Man,
You're gonna
they're
show
super
me?
comfy. I have multiple pairs of these.
Wait, why are you wedging yourself?
Because I really want to show them off, and they're that comfy that I can do this to myself with no discomfort.
It's almost like they're wedgie free.
Yeah. My lady thinks they make my butt look super sweet. It's a win all around with Mac
Do you
Weldon.
want to have a sexy ass, guys? Listen to us and get a discount over here. Listen to me. Buy some time this summer with Mac Weldon Daily Wear System. 20% off your first order. Visit macweldon.com/Ellis to enter promo code. Once again, Ellis. That's macweldon.com/Ellis. Promo code Ellis for 20% off, everybody. Mac Weldon. Radically efficient wardrobing.
Nailed it.
But anyway, I went to that field. It's not a field. It's a huge complex of buildings and parking lots and all this other shit, to the point where I was like, wait, is this and I'm like, okay, that's still where the DC ramp was. That's the building. So yeah, that's the field. And I was in there kind of talking again, because it's, you know, this is my third act, you know, like skateboarding and then being in radio and being successful. But when I went from skateboarding to radio, you know, I know that, in my opinion, I don't believe that anybody is up there listening. I don't think that there's any Jesuses or anybody that's a person or anything. And I don't think that if you pray to people that you get to win the fight or you get, you know, more downloads. I know that that's not true, but I think there definitely is a thing where if I can really talk to something else, and which is kind of in a roundabout way me, about how you can do this and you can believe in yourself, and please help me believe in myself so that I can achieve this. I just felt like he'd lost me or I'd lost him, and being back in that field is where I know that I was connecting with him. So it was easier for me to feel like I'm doing that again. And then, you know, I go to the ramp after being there for half an hour hanging out, and I went to skate, just to skate, because I'm loving that I can fly in the air again. And I woke up and I was like, I got to go down there again. I'm fucking stinging, which is so awesome to know that I'm almost 50. And I drove from LA to fucking San Diego to skate vert. And it was, Tony wasn't even there. He's like, yeah, some people are going to be there at 10 a.m. And I was like, good, I'll be there. And then I didn't even mean it. Just felt like I was skating better than I have in 20 years. And then I just tried one and it was way higher and I didn't catch it. But when it flipped and I looked where I was, that was the other thing. I did a couple of airs where, you know how there's that big gap missing in that Tony Hawk's ramp?
Yeah.
So I did a frontside air from one side over to the other side. And I was like, wait, where's the gap? So when I did the frontside air, I looked over to see where the gap was and then landed my frontside air. For the last 3 months, I couldn't even see where the fucking, where I was going on this side, let alone open my eyes and see that and then look back down. Like I was like, oh, you're fucking back. Like you're don't like, hey man, I'm going in a contest, but you're back. You can do stuff that is back in there's 100 people on the planet left. They can do it because they paid all those dues, and I fucking got it back. Like I was like, I can go head high now, and I'm like, I remember Gregsy, when I come to America, I need you to do one more slow bear before we die, and it's which means it's going to be head high. And I remember thinking, if I worked on it for like a year, because that's when Greg's going to come, and now because of the pandemic, I probably have like a bit longer, but how far away that seemed. Like just so, I was like, maybe one lucky one. And now I felt like I could do those all day. And in the kickflip indie, it was like a car crash. It slowed down. Like all the other ones didn't, but I flipped it. And as soon as it hit me in the palm, that board hit me in the palm, I was like, and this, because I blew this knee out, I can't lift my knee as high. So to put the board on, I have to have my foot a little, like it's there instead of here.
Yeah, you got to kick it out to the side a little bit more.
Yeah, so it comes on like a weird, but I just had all the slow motion, like it used to be. It wasn't so much that I made the trick, I made the trick and saw how I made it.
You got your Neo vision back.
Ooh, that sounds way cooler than what it is, but yes, I got my Neo. Did you know that Keanu Reeves, he had a miscarriage at 8 months, and then after, not him, his wife, and then his wife died in a car crash, and now ever since then he never has never had a relationship, and he gives all his money to charities. Fucking sad, right? Did you know that?
I knew about his significant other dying in like a crash or something. I didn't know about the miscarriage and stuff.
Right before it. So miscarriage into losing his wife, and then that's it. He's like, fuck that. And that was right when he did The Matrix. The first Matrix is when that all started.
Oh, really?
So it's like a weird devil. You could make it out like, everything became 10 times bigger. Would you said at one point that he was on his way out before fucking Neo showed up?
No doubt.
And then boom, now he's John Wick and everybody else. But unfortunately, personal life, just to know, I don't know if it's still this way, but to know that he hasn't settled down because of that, like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
It seems like a really nice guy, too, for being so famous.
It's no secret. I love my gambling.
You what?
I love my sports.
You do?
And I love my bookie.
Me too. I'm into the big four myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Never been bigger.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's just like Marty Schottenheimer.
Tom Brady actually returns to New England for the biggest game of the year, Jason.
Yeah, no, I heard about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be locked to the screen to watch that one. I reckon Brady's got it.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
The stakes have never been higher at my bookie.
Go Brady!
Whether you're back in the Bucks
Tom!
Or the Pats this Sunday.
Go the Pats!
Game is always more exciting when you've got money on it at my bookie. Get in on the action and take this game to a whole new level at my bookie.
Yeah, the game.
Both teams are sporting top defenses, and nobody knows each other better than Brady and Belichick.
Yeah, he's excellent at splitting the defense.
Excellent analysis.
Yeah, thank you. I watched that like a hawk. Caw-caw! Oh, promo code.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, don't wait around. Join my bookie now and bet on the biggest game of the season. Use my bookie code Ellis and double your first deposit. Again, that's promo code Ellis to get double your first deposit with my bookie and start your winning season today. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with my bookie.
Hey, Jason.
Manscaped. Sorry. What?
Do you know what's spookier than seeing a black cat on Halloween?
5 black cats on Halloween?
Incorrect. It's shaving your balls with anything other than Manscaped.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I have once before, and I cut my balls, and I had bleeding balls.
I did the same thing.
That was terrifying.
Yes, that is one place you definitely do not want to see blood coming from. When it comes to below-the-waist grooming, there's no need to carve your pumpkins this Halloween.
Right, I get that.
Because Manscaped is here to upgrade your grooming experience. go from a bite-sized candy bar to a king-sized candy bar and join the 2 million men worldwide by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the promo code Ellis.
Yeah, I felt like that's like that was almost an offering of like having a fatter penis right there.
No. I mean, it does look bigger.
Exciting.
When you trim it down, it does look better. And they've got other products too. Like I've tried their ball deodorant.
Yes.
It's not bad. I really like that stuff. Smells good.
Good for you, Kevin. You get that deodorant right up those balls.
Yeah, no one wants a pair of stinky nuts.
Get 20% off and free shipping with code Ellis at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code Ellis at manscaped.com. Say trick or treat to your beautiful new Halloweenie with Manscaped.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It makes it seem like his real life is a Keanu Reeves movie.
Because you could, right.
Yeah, that's the backstory.
I mean, John Wick is.
Right, that's pretty much it. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wow. I just realized he is John Wick.
Yeah, it seems hard for him to shake. You know, everybody was making the joke when the Matrix 4 trailer came out that he's still got the John Wick hair, the John Wick facial hair, but he's back as Neo. But he's just carrying that look over.
Yeah. I mean, can you make Keanu look anything like anything else but Keanu, no matter what fucking haircut you put on that dude?
Well, here's the test. Did he look significantly different to you in Speed when he had more like an army cut?
No.
Right.
I think he did a little bit.
Okay.
And he looked different in the most recent Bill and Ted.
He looked different
without the beard.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah, the beard keeps him looking younger.
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
He looked odd in that movie.
It's a bit fat.
But he's had a reputation for just being an all-around nice guy for quite a while.
Yeah. Remember the video I saw of a lady hit his bike and then he came there and all the paparazzi taking photos and shit and he was like, "I just get your info," and then he didn't make her pay for any shit, but she straight up fucking backed into his motorcycle, knocked it down.
Yeah.
And he showed up and was like, "Yeah, it's all good, lady," and then drove off.
I heard a similar story about Joe Rogan outside of the Hollywood Improv that somebody like ran their bike into his car and scratched it up pretty good. And basically he said, I don't know if he asked or was told, it's just some shitty, like lowest possible rung stand-up comic. And he's like, fucking asshole. Like, I'm not gonna go after some open mic comic for money for my car. I'm Joe Rogan.
Right.
So
well, I feel like there's a certain amount of money where I'm like, let me get your information and I'm just like,
yeah, who needs the hassle?
Like,
right?
yeah, you're he's been a comic with nothing, so he knows what it's like. He's like, pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong, but you've got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I don't like you, and I'm definitely not going to be like asking you to come on the road with me ever. Right. But yeah, why would I make you pay when? Or I mean, like you wouldn't even want to tell insurance if you were that rich. You just want to get that fucking Porsche fixed at your friend's dealership that probably loves you and does it for free anyway.
Right, or that Tesla that Elon Musk personally handmade for you, or whatever the hell he drives.
Wait, he has a Tesla that?
No, I'm making things up. I'm saying he might have a fancy Tesla since he's pretty buddy with Elon Musk. Did you see that video of Keanu Reeves where the interviewer messes up? He asks him He asks him a Bill and Ted's question, but he calls him Bill when he's really Ted.
Yeah,
and then he fucking cracks him in the face.
No, he doesn't.
And then starts teabagging him while he's unconscious.
Why you guys got to keep playing with my emotions? I feel like I'm supposed to be your friends.
Are you still a vegan?
Yeah, plant-based, baby. It's working out.
Did you see?
You landed your kickflip indie.
Before, when I was eating meat and cheese, I could not make the kickflip indie. Right. Now that I no longer eat meat and cheese, looks like I'm doing kickflip indies pretty easy. I don't know. Maybe it's something else, but maybe it's because I'm plant-based.
Your hair grew back and it's gigantic and blue.
I didn't even notice it. I just woke up this morning.
If you're listening to this right now and you've had meat or cheese products today and you have not landed a kickflip indie,
yeah, there's your culprit.
Yeah. So a guy, I think over in England, says he was not expecting to become a vegan, but he became one on the spot when he says he found a pig nipple in his McDonald's pork sandwich.
Yes.
Fuck.
It really is sad how the people that have the least seem to want more of the least. Everybody loves that place.
Do you want to show, Kevin, are you able to show
I'm pulling it up right now.
We're going to get to see it?
I thought that pigs just had titties, like long little skinny dick titties.
Yeah.
Maybe this pig had A cups.
Oh, wait. It's like a boob, you're saying?
No.
It could have been a male pig. Nip.
Male pigs have
That's
nipples
right.
too, right?
It's 2021. Men
That's
can
a
have
song.
nipples now.
Male pigs have nipples too. Sting could sing it. Or was it Bono? I can't remember. What is it? The Russians love their children too? I mean, if you take the nipple out and then you just leave that sandwich, who the fuck wants to eat this shit? What are we doing with ourselves? Come on, people, wake up.
It's not the most flattering look for pork. It's slathered in ketchup.
Ah.
And so they're calling it a bacon roll now. Bacon in the UK and I'm sure in Australia as well. You're talking about something that's more like a thin slice of ham over here with some fat on the edges.
Yeah, we have way less fat in our bacon.
Right. McDonald's disputes that that's a nipple without offering any alternative explanation. They just said the cut of meat that they're using wouldn't. I mean, bacon is supposed to be pork belly, and the belly is where the nipples are on the pig, right?
Yeah, sure. I just think it's all the shit gets thrown in everywhere, and that's just an accident because those nipples are usually probably in nuggets or something.
So the guy, by his own admission, has an obsessive compulsive thing, and he always looks at his sandwich before he eats it.
Yeah.
I believe that. I think that guy's out there. The other thing that I find...
sniff water before I sip it.
There you go. Something that I find odd about this story is the guy used to have this, I don't know, once a week or every single day. He was a regular bacon roll for McDonald's sandwich eater, has since sworn off not only McDonald's, but meat altogether, and is a vegan, but says in that particular instance on that day, he ate the rest of the sandwich and just avoided the nipple part.
Oh, dude. Well,
come on, Simon Robinson.
I guess if you're going to go you're going to leave the game, maybe do some irresponsible shit with your last meat meal, like eat that fucking titty. But I don't understand why you would do it anymore. I think it's maybe because I'm getting older and stuff. Maybe because I did mushrooms a lot or something, but I just don't want to eat anybody. I don't want anybody to die. I don't need it. I'm happy for everyone else, but I don't feel like I want to do it ever again. We'll see. But I promised myself that if my body reacted in a positive way, that I would stick with it, regardless of, because I really like shit food. I would really love like a proper pizza. I had a pizza. I'm getting used to vegan cheese. It's not that good.
But that's a tough one.
If you go to expensive Crossroads restaurant, I had a pizza there the other day with Katie that was the best pizza I've ever had in my life. But you can't get that one. You can't go down to the pizza shop and ask for a fucking vegan pizza and they give you that. I think it's absolute bullshit that for some weird reason vegan cheese has to taste like dog doo-doo. But fucking Travis Barker's fucking vegan restaurant in upscale shit-faced Melrose has bullshit. Didn't taste like any whatever the fuck they're all called that tastes like crap. Tastes like when you pull the slice off, it stretches like cheese. I was like, this is my favorite piece. I was too full and I took the slices back. I never eat leftovers. I fucking hate that shit. I don't know why. Like, it's like, reminds me of guacamole after an hour. I'm out. Don't put it back in the fridge. I'm not playing that game. Thing's disgusting. But I ate this pizza the next day and it was still the best pizza I've ever had. Shout out to Travis Barker. I don't think he really picks the pizza, but that's a great restaurant. Have you been there? Yeah.
I bought you a gift certificate for that place years and years ago.
I probably used the shit out of that because I would say that's probably my favorite restaurant to eat at, especially now that I've plant-based. Nobu was so expensive. So Crossroads is not that, it's bullshit, but it's not Nobu bullshit.
I had Pizza Hut this weekend for the first time.
They are selling Detroit-style pizza these days.
Wait, Detroit has their own pizza?
According to Pizza Hut.
If you had fingers that were like penises,
yeah,
that really look like penises, would you have to wear gloves or do you think would you be illegal on the street?
I think, honestly, it would come down to, do they change during puberty?
Do you have pubes on your knuckles?
No, I'll take your gross.
Do they get hard when you're horny?
I'll take your gross suggestion. I'll make it even grosser. If you were born with baby dicks on your hand and then you grew up and had man dicks on your hand,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You'd have to wear gloves.
You would, or what? Or you would be inappropriate. You'd be arrested.
It'd be the same thing as not wearing pants. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: how big is a dick before you can't wear like pants that you can see your wang? Because if you, let's say you had
a child.
No, let's leave kids out. Can we leave kids out of it if that's okay with you? Just for the
Well, no, I thought like
conversation.
at what age is it like? Do you have to put pants on a kid? Because there's an appropriate age where if a kid's running around naked, it's just like, yeah, whatever.
I know, but you're changing it into, you're steering the conversation into somewhere I don't want to go. When should kids wear pants? When they're old, like 3. Okay. Can I go back to my adult?
So are we talking about adults with baby dicks?
I don't want to have children in this conversation.
I'm talking about adults
I just said
now.
that if they
I feel like I answered your child conversation part.
Oh, yeah, and now I'm asking about adults.
If they sexually mature, then you need to cover them. If they don't, you don't.
It's not a baby dick. It's a micro dick if you're an adult with a small penis. Stop putting
tomatoes.
Well, there is a difference.
There is, yeah. Okay, right, because one's bold.
Right.
You could just say a shaved micro penis instead of putting kids' dicks in it. But adult dick, like an adult, let's say you, right now, have a dick that is 9 inches long, not hard. It's 9 inches long, soft. And it's like goes down the side of your pants. Like you obviously can't wear shorts that are short because your fucking dick would hang out of it.
No, I agree. You need to cover your whole entire penis.
But what kind of pants? If my dick is like down here and you see it, like rock stars that used to put like fucking kielbasa's in there, is that guy offensive? Like, does he have to wear extra baggy pants because of that? Or like,
no.
Could he get a fine for indecent exposure?
I don't believe he could be fined. I do believe it is inappropriate unless you're at the club.
So he can't go to the supermarket.
But what about, ladies with big breastises don't have to wear baggy shirts.
I'm with you. I feel like if you are cursed, and it is a fucking curse, if you had a 9-inch dick soft, whatever assholes. If you had a 9-inch dick, so that means it's at least 12 or 10, probably 12 hard. How far are you? Like, there's only a few people in there that are people on the planet that would be like, yeah, all the way in. So that means you're half dicking it for the rest of your life. It's fuck that.
No, that sucks.
Yeah, so you're not like some sex maniac. You probably have a job where you have to unfortunately give people half a dick. For that, it's kind of like if you were born to be 7 foot tall, like why would you not play basketball, you idiot? But if he has it and I'm trying to think if he had is there a pair of pants on the planet that hides a person's 9-inch penis when they go to the supermarket? Like what pants could he wear? Could he wear a kilt? He could wear a kilt because then it wouldn't, would dangle in the kilt. But if he had jeans on, it's going down the leg.
Or if you wear boxer briefs, you can just wrap it around your taint.
What are you fucking talking about?
You can corral this thing. I've been around Sebastian Bach not wearing a kilt.
It's not what it is.
What?
He doesn't have that big of a dick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really, fully. No offense to him. It's sure it can be okay, but it's not. It sits at like 3 or 5. Or something.
Okay. I've been around John Hamm.
Yeah. Okay.
Totally didn't see his dick.
Photos that you see where he can see his bulge.
Right.
Is he at the supermarket offensive?
I think I would draw.
Wow, you're contemplating that he might be.
I would draw a line. Yeah, let me finish. I would draw a line between offensive and inappropriate. I think it is inappropriate for people to walk around. If you are going biking and you want to wear bicycle shorts, game on. If you're fucking competing in the Olympics, game on. If you're fucking playing at the Roxy tonight, game on. If you are going to the supermarket, if a police sketch artist could accurately draw your crotch genitals based on the way that you appear with them closed, yeah, I do think that's a little.
So does that mean that if you're a woman and you have, like he said, huge boobs and you have a top on where you can tell they're huge boobs, is she inappropriate at the supermarket?
That's why I said crotch genitals.
What about when women who have those tight pants on and you can see both sides of their labia?
That's why I said crotch genitals. Yeah, I do think that's inappropriate as well.
Right, but you won't say anything.
I wouldn't say anything to either of them.
You wouldn't?
I'm not offended by either, but I do think it is inappropriate for strangers to be able to see every nook and cranny of your crotch genitals while you're walking around in public. Yeah.
Say that 3 times fast.
Mm-hmm.
Do octopuses shit out of their mouth beak?
They probably shit out of their buttholes.
Because a turtle shits out, he shits out of the same hole he pisses out of. He shits his dick out. But does an octopus, because I know they have a beak, right?
Yep.
Do all octopuses have that fucking scary beak?
Everyone I've ever butchered.
Because you got to say, out of all creatures on the planet, I was thinking this morning, who has a mouth where their ass is in the animal kingdom? And I was like, nobody does. Because that'd be like a monster you would least expect, where they turn around to sit on you and no, that's where their mouth is and they start eating you with their butt. That was a nice trick. I didn't see that coming. And then I was like, wait a minute. I think octopuses have mouths in their anus.
Well, they have at least one other...
I'd like to think that anyway.
They have at least one other orifice, right? Because they can spray
Smoke out that shit. They squirt the purple shit.
Right. I would say that would
But does that not come out of the fucking... How are they all in the same chamber or what's going on there?
Well, the poop
Google?
thing, I believe I have an answer for.
Good.
The giant Pacific octopus excretes waste through its siphon, a funnel-like hole on the side of its mantle. As a result, its poop comes out like a long noodle-like strand.
Nice.
So
Noodle shit.
yeah, it poops noodles out of its siphon.
So, no, not out the beak.
Nope, it's siphon.
So
means
it's
when
like
you
an
eat the
exhaust
head-
pipe.
That means that when you eat the head of an octopus, you're eating the anus.
Wait, where does this pipe come out? Near the
Okay.
ear hole, or what do we talk? How high up?
So I just altered the Google search. Where do octopuses shoot ink from? Also from their siphon. So
Yeah.
ink and poop noodles come from the same hole.
That was my guess.
Right. But the beak is straight up mouth, yo. It only puts things in there.
Where is an octopus's siphon?
It's kind of like a car, right? Like having a little exhaust thing that comes out the side of it. It's really a human spaceship.
Yeah, we're all a little bit like cars in that regard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the octopuses pull water into their mantle cavities and then squeeze it out through the siphon. That siphon gets a lot of fucking traffic.
Yeah, they wash their siphons out with water, it seems.
It's at the front of their mantle.
Where's their mantle?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Where's
it?
an
Yeah.
octopus's mantle?
Yeah, it's a fair
So
question.
many Google
I'm
searches.
saying you've probably eaten, if you eat octopus, you've probably eaten octopus anus because it's a very small area that you don't eat, and that really is pretty much right where the beak is. So unless the siphon is beak adjacent, then you have eaten octopus ass. Congratulations.
In that movie, you saw a guy eat an octopus. Does that mean he ate the beak?
Old boy?
Yeah.
Probably.
God damn.
Yeah. So, okay, where is an octopus's mantle? This is what this search yielded. A bulbous sack-like body or mantle is perched on top of an octopus's head.
Perched on top. So, that's the head then?
I guess so.
Oh, because it is like a clown horn.
Out of the very top it shoots?
He says the bulbous top of the head.
Ooh,
That's the fucking head.
I call bullshit.
I have a graphic here
Thank you.
that is probably going to help us in this conversation.
Good.
Okay.
I do better with pictures.
Yeah, me too. So, yeah, apparently octopuses shit out of their fucking head.
like a tractor. Woo woo. Out of
Okay.
the top of the membranes.
There you go. There is the mantle.
Yeah, it's the head.
And then off to the side, kind of next to the eyeball, is the siphon where the ink, water,
yes.
and poop noodles shoot out of.
Right.
Okay, so when you eat the mantle, you're not eating the poop hole. The poop
No.
hole's right next to the eyes, and that's the shit
Yeah.
you skip. That's like the only bit you don't eat.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
convenient.
Wow, check you out, alien creatures. Hey, I got another question.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say a robot alien crab ran up my ass in front of us.
How big?
I mean, not too big because,
Obviously.
yeah, I know I'm a bit of a butt whore, but not that crazy. Like, you know,
A Lucy Brucey?
just like an average size spider, but a robot crab alien.
Yeah.
Ran up my ass. Would either one of you guys fist me and pull it out?
I would.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Because I feel like it's either that or die. And I know that fisting would hurt so bad, but if you could get a hold of that thing and pull it out, I'd be very grateful.
It's going to hurt you more than it's going to hurt me.
Oh, fuck yeah. But imagine having an alien crab robot in your anus that's probably going to try and get into your cerebral cortex and run your programs, and then you're not you're a fucking robot crab alien.
I say yes, but no offense. I'm assuming somewhere in this house there's a gigantic vat of something like Vaseline or some other sort
in
of...
the cabinet right there.
Yeah, right, okay. Because my only insight into fisting is from the Al Pacino movie Cruisin', and there's a
They
scene...
fist in there?
Oh, hell yeah, they fist in
I feel like
Cruisin'.
I got to watch that again.
He's like an undercover cop that goes like right in like the Serpico, Dog Day Afternoon, I'm dying over here, like classic Pacino era. He did that, and I believe he did a movie where he was a Scottish Highlander and did a really bad Scottish Pacino accent.
That's
People remember the highlights. They don't remember the other shit that he did. He was an eclectic guy, but he goes undercover, and then part of his going undercover is going to a gay S&M like leather daddy bar.
Yeah.
And when they're setting the scene of what's going on there, I remember as I recall, a guy sticks his fist into a vat of like Vaseline.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm just assuming I'm going to have access to something like that. Stat! To get that robot out of you. Because otherwise, I don't know if I can help you. I'll try it.
No, I mean, you could still do it, but for emergency reasons, you could do it. But
Right.
yeah, the amount of injury versus the vat of lube.
Right.
Yeah, there's anal lube. There's like butt butter.
Yeah.
So there's
Boy
like
butter.
anal, huh?
Boy butter.
Oh, yeah, there's boy butter. And it's like pasty white stuff. So it's like the next level. There's lube,
Yeah.
and then there's anal lube, and then there's boy butter.
Why is it boy butter? Why can't it be lady lube?
Well, as far as I know, the only person I know that gets fisted in the box is that one lady that called the show.
Mm-hmm.
She takes all kinds of fists, which seems challenging.
Yeah.
I don't feel like vaginas are as giving.
But why can't they get fisted in the butt too?
Well, I think the difference is that they get lubed, butts don't. They don't have pre-lube. They don't have their own lube.
I've always been confused by the whole, because I had this weird thing when I was younger where when the seasons would change, my hands would dry out and peel, and they get so bad, sometimes they would crack and bleed.
Wow.
So a doctor
You really
had
are
me,
like a miracle that you're still alive, right?
yeah.
Remember
yeah.
Quentin
It's a
from
it's a
Australia?
story
that,
of triumph.
the guy that has bones like chalk.
Yeah.
You're like the Quentin of the Jason Ellis show.
If anybody is, it's definitely me.
It's Bubble Boy Unleashed.
I used to have to, when that would happen, this doctor was like, yeah, get rubber gloves,
Yeah.
get rubber bands, and then Vaseline, and you fill the gloves up with Vaseline,
Wow.
put your hands in it, and then put the rubber bands on it and go to sleep. So when you
No.
wake up in the morning, you take them off and your hands are all like hydrated and shit.
No.
And it was around the age when jack off jokes started working into my group of friends.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you masturbate, loser.
Yeah.
So if anytime somebody saw the thing of Vaseline and the rubber gloves next to my bed, they'd be like, oh, jerking off. But I've tried in the past jerking off with Vaseline, and it makes things worse. Like lube jerking off with, or like spit or something, it eases the friction and makes it better. But I feel like if you jerk off with Vaseline, it makes it tougher. It's almost like gluey. Why would anybody use Vaseline as lube?
Well, if it's like really trying to force something off or on, Vaseline is handy. I feel like maybe it's a bit sticky for just jerking your dick off, but if you were trying to get something through a tight hole, it's that first bit that's gonna help let it slide. There's like a way to do it too. You have to like twist your hand or some shit. You can't just bash it in there. But I feel like the boy butter is closer to Vaseline than it's kind of Vaseline-y because it's way thicker. Kind of it's harder to fucking wash off. Like it's a nightmare once you get it on you. But I don't know. That's what they do. I mean, I'll tell you when I get there. I don't think I'm gonna though.
Some kid in England, if Fox News is to be believed, he got a USB cable stuck inside his urethra and meatus.
Yes.
But that's not even really the craziest part. So it's very obvious what was going on. He was sexually curious in a way that is uncommon, perhaps a little bit more common than people realize based on what we've learned with our extensive research over the years. But people do stick stuff in their dicks. Even if you never did it, you'd be surprised how many people do. But this guy got it in.
Cocoa butter.
And then I guess after having his fun, tried to get it out and found that he had... Do you know people who can tie knots with their tongue inside their mouth?
Yeah, the cherry.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, by the time he made it to the hospital, both ends of the USB cable, the computer plug, were hanging out of his dick hole like a bouquet of flowers. And
so he got like a loop of the cable shoved in, and then
except it wasn't just, both the business ends sticking out. It wasn't just a loop. They discovered he had this insane and unremovable knot of USB cable down at the base of his dick.
Did they have to slice his dick open?
They had to slice his taint open.
They got it from there.
I think what they did was they snipped off the two business ends.
And then pulled it through the dick.
And then opened the taint. And then pulled the knot out through the taint with the two little bits that have been sticking out that the ends had been on.
Yeah. That be a lesson, kids, you know? Stay in school and don't put what is it, cable? Don't put
USB cables?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, he said he had the greatest orgasm of his entire life while they took it out.
Lies. That would have been so good. I would have been so for it. Yeah. I feel like
victory is mine.
I would try the vibrating one in my penis hole. Because I did the
asparagus.
Oh,
such a...
So I feel like why can't I put a proper rod in there? And I feel like sounding, right? That's what it's called?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like Isabella Sinclair, when she would do the dominatrix shit on me, there was some cock and ball torture there where I didn't get any meters shoving, but a lot of vibrating. And, there's like electrical wand. You ever seen the electrical sex wands?
I have.
Yeah. At first, like here, if you put that on me, I'd be like, fuck, stop fucking touching me with that thing. But you got to be really hyped up, and then that can add to your pleasure. But yeah, I wouldn't just always seem weird when you put things in you or near you where you could get really hurt. That gets confusing to me. Like, especially USB cable, so not a sex thing,
Some people just have extra hungry pee holes. That's all it comes down to it. Is some people look at this room and see objects that they might eat or touch or use or like looking at, and other people would scan this room and just go, what's going in my butt?
Do you think if you lived to be 500 years old, you would end up shoving things down your dick hole?
Why?
Well, I feel like a lot of times when people start getting into more off the beaten path sex acts, it's because they've exhausted the more normal ones and it's not quite cutting it anymore. So you have to jump up to the next level.
I think there is a little bit of fact to that, but I also feel like because sex is like a thing that people don't like to talk about or it gets uncomfortable, then there's like old wives. I said it wrong. You were making fun of me the other day. Old wives' tale.
It's old wives' tales, yeah.
Okay. That's more believable to me. Like, I heard this guy, I remember Mayhem telling me that some guy in Japan, that was some rich guy, just fucks dudes because he's fucked all the women in Japan. No, you're bi. Yeah. And you didn't, that's not why you did it. That's not true.
All those years he was going, man, I just need to fuck a few thousand more broads and I can finally fuck dudes like I want to.
Yeah, so if you get kinky and you get into new stuff, I feel like it's still a very rare person that does things where you're teetering on the line of hurting yourself or others for sex acts. That's crazy, and I've only heard of I feel like some people that do. First, if you do meth and sex, that's deadly.
Well, that's kind of the question.
But I feel like actual sex tricks, things that can, like you're hurting your penis over and over again, or the guy on, I'm sure it's gone, but the guy that would put the jar in and it broke in his ass.
Right.
I heard, don't know if it's true or not, that guy would do that from time to time because he kind of liked it.
Yep.
That's not, you're talking about a really rare person. I can do a lot of stuff. I can do anything I want.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to escalate into like, hey, Katie, you know what I mean? Like, hit me in the dick with a, you know what I mean, with a sledgehammer or something. It's just not that person.
If you're not into it, you're not into it. Now, look, if you say, if you live for 500 years, will you eventually get bored of being alive and seeing, and you become numb to, all I do is make new friends and loved ones and start new families, and then I watch them all die. At a certain point, do I start freebasing because of that? Because maybe then I start jamming USB cables in my urethra.
Right.
But that's got more to do with freebasing. Look, people who talk about you got so bored of normal sex, you had to get freaky, forget that there's a very easy comparison that you can use to get to the bottom of this mystery. What about people who really like food and have limitless wealth and travel the world having crazier and crazier food? At a certain point, did they get so bored of having the most delicious food at the finest restaurant in Italy that they want to go eat like that bizarre can of fish shit that we opened in here one time? Some of them, a little bit. Anthony Bourdain types, most of them just really like having the best shit over and over and over. Like, what about, do you want to get into risky situations? Does that guy go, well, yeah, this place has pretty good tacos. There's one down the street. Tacos are a little bit better, but you have like a 1 in 3 chance that the chef stabs you. You go, well, I gotta have the best tacos, bro. No,
just to know that he might kill me makes those tacos taste
makes
even
it a little
better.
bit hotter.
Yeah.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can. Like, I feel like. Do I look 500 years old?
Towards the end, but
That'd
not
be
on the
tough.
journey there.
That'd be tough then.
Yeah, because if you looked like you were 200 years old and you're jamming USB chargers down your dick hole.
Well, I just feel like having sex with other people that aren't 500 years old, I don't know if I can do that to them. So I feel like I might resort to having sex with a USB cable because I'm now lonely. Is everybody else, is there other like 400-year-old people that want to like get in the mix with me and shit? Or is it just you are the freak that has been alive for this long?
Yeah, you're kind of like Wolverine-ish, where your aging process is just slowed down to stretch it out over the course of 500 years.
If I look like Wolverine in the one where he's real old,
yeah,
I'm fucking everybody, but not USB cables. It's not my thing. I don't think it'll ever evolve into cables that are in knots in my penis. Just doesn't seem worth it. I like fucking, but I gotta go.
Yeah,
I feel like going to hospital for a dick injury is not doing that.
I'm a pretty big proponent of, if you're doing something and you like it and it makes you happy and it's not hurting anybody else, have at it. And there probably is a safe way there's definitely a safe way to jam shit up your dick. Not USB cables.
No,
maybe.
you get the sounding, you get the proper wand thing. They got ones that have electrical currents running through it, or vibrating ones. I would totally stick a vibrating wand in my dick hole. That sounds cool. But you got to make a scenario out of it. I wouldn't put a vibrating wand in my dick hole by myself. That's like a little bit sad. I'd be like, look, everybody, it's like a part of a big thing where
it's like a dinner party.
Like I was show, you're playing Weird Science.
For my 50th, I feel like I might buy some sounding equipment and like, give it to the girls and be like, have at it. You know what I mean? Let my dick sound.
Let the incession begin.
Yes. I'm buying the creepiest outfits I can possibly think of.
Bring
for everything.
me the boa worms.
I could go a couple different ways with this conversation. I'm going to go with a fringe Canadian political candidate. This guy's on like the third party. They get like 2% of the vote. He is really running for like Canadian Congress. It's kind of not all that important. He also doubles as an advocate for a certain kind of masculinity. He is part of the Semen Retention Army. He seeks to be their leader. Yeah, and he doesn't think anybody else should.
Yeah. Well, that might be a lonely crusade. Because I'd be Jizz Marquis over here. Fuck you. Holding jizz in makes people go insane in the membrane.
And if you hold your jizz in, you're just going to have wet dreams.
And you're just going to jizz in your sleep.
Yeah.
Which means you're jizzing. So shut up.
Yep.
Yeah, shut up. You should say, no breathing. And fuck you.
Well, he also says you should breathe into your testicles.
Yeah.
Which he says you can do. Testicle breathing. Yeah. You can follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, this guy's not. He's going to pop.
I don't know how long I would have to wait. I've never been able to get to the wet dream area.
Me neither.
I just don't know how long that would take.
I've had sex dreams, but I've never come my pants in my sleep.
Yeah,
because I jack off too much.
I was going to say, it'd be pretty hard to jizz in my sleep. pretty busy jizzing when I'm awake.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't have, I call bullshit. I don't know. I feel like weird things would happen if you held it in for a long period of time. So sky's the limit if you hold off on all that. I feel like it would become super touchy and that like you could blow loads at a drop of a hat. You know, like all of a sudden, like a accidental hot chick walks by and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
what? I mean, how edgy? You go to the beach and you're just like, whoa, oh,
I believe Warren Beatty, who's one of the,
whores.
great whores
Hollywood whore
in
man.
Hollywood history, bragged that he, at least privately to friends, that he didn't come once when he was making Bonnie and Clyde. So he did clearly subscribe to the theory.
People do it for fights.
Yeah.
I've done it. I did it once where I had a threesome. Was it the day before or the day of, Katie?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Morgan and you?
Oh, yeah. Day before.
And I didn't finish the whole time.
Right.
Because I had a fight.
Oh,
the
so you
next
were
day.
extra backed
Well,
up.
there's definitely...
Yeah,
you brought blue balls into the ring. There's definitely guys who won't, and I'm probably also ladies who won't do it like in a 24, 48 hour period of time leading up to the fight. I think it's far less common for people who would do it for like 6 weeks.
I knew Sokuju didn't do it for a really long time, but I felt like if you're going to do it and it's going to take some energy away, okay, don't do it. But if you're all amped up and you feel like you need to get that out, then that's probably what you should do.
I bet you nuns and priests come in their pants all the time.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
I bet you they masturbate and have secret sex pretty frequently.
I was
too.
going to say, I reckon they fuck each other. Like as in gay. Because do you think a nun's ever fucked a priest?
Sure. Ever? Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God. I think there have been tons and tons of secret.
Has there been a love
marriages.
movie about that?
There ought to have been. I'm sure they've done the gay thing, and they should do that one. Yeah, it's definitely. There are people who have, and it's not uncommon for priests to have just like the lady, the family that they're close to, that they go over for Sunday dinner.
But hetero nun priest love that's hot. And then they like meet up secretly and they like blow each other in the confession booth and shit. And like fuck the hat off her head. And
I went to, Catholic school for, from kindergarten till the middle of 7th grade. And I was around a lot of nuns, and looking back with adult eyes, they seem pretty fucking backed up.
I got a joke about nuns.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. How do you get a nun pregnant? Yeah, you fuck her.
Yeah.
So, that was a long time ago. I don't know that many jokes.
You don't hear jokes like you used to.
Right.
People used to pass around jokes.
Note to self, I will not use that tonight. Second time, baby. 2 weeks in a row.
Dime bar.
Jokes, baby.
One more piece of news before we wrap this up. Scientists are always trying to figure out what we're going to do when we get to Mars, because of course we're all going to go to Mars and live there.
I'm not
someday.
going.
No, neither am I. And
I'm
you'll want to
staying
go even less when I tell you that some researchers have suggested that we're going to have to build permanent structures up there. It doesn't really make sense to bring a bunch of lumber from Home Depot on the spaceship. You got to
Space tents.
Right. So what are you going to do? You're going to use the Martian dirt to build like Mars cement,
Yeah, but
right?
it's shit dirt, isn't it?
Well, you need things to bind it. And
Glue.
they say that there is a significant but chronically overlooked source of natural resources at astronauts' disposal, and that's their own bodily fluids.
Oh, God.
Okay, now I wanna go to
Shit,
Mars.
now they're going to make shit houses.
Researchers have suggested future Martian bases could be built from bricks made out of astronaut blood, sweat, tears, urine, and feces.
Is there any way that we could get all those plastic floating islands in the sea up there and to make a city out of that?
It's not practical. The whole thing is getting it there is really, really hard.
Right.
That's why you want to use what you got up there.
What about
Including your
unwanted immigrants?
Yeah, just put them in, wrap them up in the
Glue them all together
Pacific
and
trash island.
make a house. That was a bad one.
What about your jizz?
What
Make a
about
cum house?
What about a cum house?
Martian cum house.
I think it's implied that if we're making Mars,
That's for cum houses.
if we're making Mars bricks out of blood, sweat, tears, urine, and poop, that they're not going to say no to Buzz Aldrin jizz.
I would probably prefer a little bit of jizz in my house in Mars I would feel like that'd be a better bonding, unit than
put a jizz igloo in the backyard.
If I'm a rich guy,
jizz glue.
If I'm a rich guy on Mars, I'm probably going to want to live in the jizz house instead of the poop house.
Yeah. The poop house. I mean, what about this? Do you smell shit in Mars?
I'm going to go with yeah.
Well, you have your spacesuit on, right?
You got your spacesuit on, bro. What does Mars smell like? No one's ever smelled Mars, huh?
It's really metally, right?
How the fuck do you know
I
that?
imagine so, because it's a lot of its makakeup is rust, right? Isn't that why it's red?
Isn't just like a bunch of rusty pennies? Isn't that what Mars made out of?
So like a used tampon.
Yeah, it's like a gigantic
Mars is like a used tampon
planet of period sex
with shit houses on it. Yeah, boy, do I want to hurry up and get up there and have a great time. Fuck that.
Yeah. Maybe we should just work with what we got down here.
Yeah. I just really hope that no robot alien crabs run up my ass.
If they do, I'll fist you.
Right. Which
I got your back.
I mean, I'm pumped that you got it out, but still. Whew.
What a day.
Yeah. Hectic. All right, everybody. Make sure you like and re-ribe and fry-be-die-be. Thank you.
And check out our Patreon.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, but in a different language. In alien crab robot language that you guys don't know about yet, but you'll figure it out. Yeah, make sure you check out the Patreon and everything else and like and subscribe. And then on the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe on there because that actually helps us. Thank you. Don't die.
Bing, boing, poing, 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 poing.
If you want more Jason Ellis Show, sign up for their Patreon at patreon.com/EllisMate for a 2-hour show every Tuesday and Wednesday. To watch full episodes of The Jason Ellis Show, subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/The Jason Ellis Show. And don't forget to follow the crew on Instagram at Wolfmate, at Tullywood, at Kevin Kraft, at Underwearwolf, and at The Jason Ellis Show.
Big fat
Big fat boy.